the beautiful. Welcome to the Daystar Voyage, where we talk about pretty much the entertainment and children's media and family media, animation, and nostalgia topics that affect our livelihood. Yes. And this is a video that's going to be discussing about a topic that's been pretty much caught at hand and kind of like breaking news to me right now at the moment. But I am so glad to be able to make this a full-fledged video while doing my... It's going to be discussing about the topic of what's going on happening with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur lately. Also a great underappreciated show that's been pretty much just been on Afraid 2 also that I really like, which has been on cancellation ever since the Gatekeeper episode. And look at that. And why I say this because back in the day when I was growing up, even though I was like the type of person to just be openly gay or also being myself as such because of my upbringing, being in a religious family, but I did see myself as growing up like my favorite shows, be it from anime or animated shows or game characters that you relate to, empower yourself and teach like the morals of like you're not afraid to be who you are or just like be able to do that. I'm gonna get to Moon Girl. Because Moon Girl is one of those characters, I feel like one of those series in which like you have a character, an episode called The Gatekeeper, in which like it doesn't like pretty much contrive itself to such a like discuss about LGBT or trans right topics that doesn't affect the story driven show, but I just feel like it's just Disney telling the audience and the viewers as such that you can have that sort of thing, but don't let it affect the whole show and the series itself. But I do feel like it's one of those two aspects that falls on both the creator and the production of Moon Girl and also Disney's hand because of the whole DEI. However, with Moon Girl, I did understand what the creators were trying to do with like the character of Brooklyn, who also were gatekeeping, who was playing on the girls' basketball team ever since being born a boy, now a girl. And it just feel like it was a great episode to teach about kids in that matter. But I did feel like the Disney had pulled the plug on them because they did have like certain topics of them ham-fisting like the character Brooklyn into like wearing like rainbow pads and also non-binary black a non-binary character being put into the straight of the girls' rock room, which I understand completely they were trying to do. But it's a really good episode, and I really did hope that we could be able to be nice and also don't hate, appreciate on comment of your discussion of how we feel about towards how gaming is now linking towards animation, and also how the whole Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, trans episode debacle has pretty much stirred up media nowadays within Disney now. And our entertainment agenda that's fallen into today's media nowadays. And falls on both sides basically as such, what I'm trying to say. And we didn't get to see such as that nowadays because like we understand that we were craving back in the day of so many great LGBT etc. gender representation back in the day. But it's come to the point where like nowadays it's become so ham-fisted, fraudulent. Now don't get me wrong, before you attack me on this video, on our comment section and whatnot, be nice, don't hate, appreciate. Disney has not been like this ever since like detrimenting the LGBT like aspects of said shows or franchises and not letting them be natural and authentic. I'm gonna get to that soon enough. And that's been doing that nowadays throughout Disney media and also throughout everywhere. Especially in like the gaming industry now, if you haven't checked that out with the whole Dragon Age Veilguard situation. And I do feel like that sort of thing is now from the gaming aspect now linking it towards animation, and you can see so much detriment is happening towards that. Regardless of, I'm trying to edit this video as much as I can about the topic at hand because I'm trying to like, get this all edited up as such. And I'm gonna get to the next segment in a minute. Thank you very much for watching this part, and we'll be right back after these messages. Let's go. We are back after these messages. Yes. Hello and good evening everyone out there. Welcome to the cosplay and hostess with the mostest, Kyoko Kane's Daystar Voyage. And yes, as you must know, we talk about animated media affecting our livelihoods, from animation to anime and family entertainment as such. Yes. Blah blah blah, all that good stuff. But yeah, just want to get back to this topic of the video, which like I talk about basically Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur and a controversy that just hit it this year during the fall of that one episode called The Gatekeeper. Now, why I say say this in that other title saying that Moon Girl teaches us how to love our color, be it from any type of shade or skin for that matter, is because of the fact that that's what the show was basically known for. We, as pretty much black or indigenous or BIPOC, whatever you want to call yourself as such, we haven't seen such a prevalent character such as Lunella Lafayette, who basically showed that you could be in love with your own self, be it from your hair, finding yourself in the world and being true to who you are, and also from your hair that's texture or kinky or just curly, or either like in that one episode, which is an amazing episode. I highly recommend y'all going to see that hair episode where they talk about the black African hairstyle history. Also good episode, I recommend that. And also one episode where they talk about pretty much Lunella's not being good enough and having to struggle with like peer pressure, having to shut down for not being good enough. And like in that one episode where she was invited to join Shield, or the fact that the tight friendship between Casey and Lunella herself, and the many misadventures of Devil Dinosaur, also a little cutie in baby form. But yeah, about Lunella and Casey, it's so rare to see like pretty much a Hispanic Jewish person be represented within the show, much like comparison to like Molly McGee, who's also of Thai and Irish heritage, and you get to see so much of the cultural background and ethnicity representation that's basically put throughout the whole show, like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur has done throughout the years of it being released. Much like Tamale McGee, where they show a great episode of the Thai cuisine and heritage, they did that with like pretty much basically Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur with like a black history and their culture from like, you know, their hair, food, and whatnot, like I said before. I know I may be repeating this, but this is like one topic that pretty much gets to me because we haven't seen like a really pivotal, grand like show like Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur since like the years of like the 80s and 90s, where like pretty much black history and celebrities were so enriched, like showing like our culture, be it from music and any type of pop media form for that matter. And may I say, Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur has been one of those shows where this shows such great history of what it's like to be an authentic black person, be it if you're mixed or not, or your shade is like pretty much from tan to darkest or to caramel for that matter. It was one of the most shows that which gravitated to me as a kid of trying to just like be in the world of being a black African American person myself, because when you get to see Moon Girl herself, Lunella, you get to see she was born and raised in New York City, and during like the first episode you get a taste of like her world building and also her views within like her neighborhood shaped her as a person, and how she goes so hard and also supports in her community, and also the people that pretty much backed her up when she actually takes action against fighting crime and taking villainy, and also being her true authentic self during the guise of Moon Girl, and also the many characters and people that she pretty much befriended along the road, and her students too that she pretty much go to school with, along with her best friend named Casey, who hooks her up with like the most best fashion designs and costumes and outfits, along with her little badass I won't say sidekick for that matter, ally next to her, Devil Dinosaur, who's like her strength and her rock too also. And also you get to see like the family also having an effect towards her. Because let me tell you, the family values within the show and also have a great impact of how pretty much Lunella acts. I'm going to call her Moon Girl or Lunella for that matter, either way. But yeah, you get to see so much of the familiar bloodline pretty much just shaped and influenced Moon Girl herself, because that's the number one thing that we all need to learn, is that black families within like a sitcom really shaped us as a person, but this one really takes the cake if you actually think about the whole what Moon Girl goes through, her turmoil or her positive outlook on life, and also her journey being like the best person that she is and hero otherwise. You see like when you actually see like the backgrounds of the many family members, including her grandma, you see like that's the one person that pretty much shaped Lunella to become the person that she truly is, and how she's willing to this event and show her IQ prowess, and also be such a great inventor to the point where like she was pretty much participated in like almost being Team Avengers for that matter. Because, you know, Marvel Comics is pretty much influenced on the character herself based on the comic book. And also, can we get a shout out towards like the grandma of the family? Because this grandma is so kick-ass to the point where it's like, she is voiced by the one and true beautiful Miss Alfred Woodard. Look her up if you're not black for that matter, because she is an icon. She is a legend and she is the moment. Much like any other wise old person, be it from man or old, like Genki from Yu Yu Hakusho, or either freaking dang Yoda from Star Wars. That is like them towards like Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, the grandma of the family, to Moon Girl. And now we're gonna get down to the subject at hand. Now I do understand from different perspectives. I'm gonna understand this perspective on its two sides. The perspective of how Moon Girl's The Gatekeeper episode was pretty much put off air, and also Disney's way of pretty much basically just bashing its own content. I did feel like why they try to do that is because of out of damage control of not being able to just like basically showhorn something that did not work in Disney's odds. I feel like the woke agenda, dare I say it, which I understand people have been saying this throughout videos 24/7 throughout. But let's be real about this. Disney is one of those companies in which they focus on basically pretty much just family entertainment media that's affecting basically them in a positive light. That pretty much shows like, you know, the Disney princesses, what makes the happiest place on earth, what's going to make a lot of money throughout. But I did feel like when they tried to put out the agenda towards it, catering towards it, the LGBT, etc. for that matter, it pretty much shot them in the foot to the point where like basically they tried to pander towards like a generation, today's Gen Z, trends that they tried to follow around that time of, I think, 2018. I can't tell the statistics, but you can find it wherever on YouTube for that matter, or I can just put some good videos down below to let you know. But yeah, I did feel like Disney's marketing team had really tried to be able to just pander towards an audience that did not want something that's going to shoehorn other kids though. Like even though we do need LGBT etc. content, I just felt like there's certain aspects within that were pretty much just lackluster, or just lack like depth, nuance, and closure within their work, instead of just enforcing like DEI into it though. So save that moment, because that's going to be evolving around in the next video that I'm going to be doing right now in a moment. But yeah, I did feel like with the Moon Girl controversy, I did felt like this is one of those shows in which it should never be canceled for that matter, because of the gatekeeping episode. But as long as it didn't like pretty much pandered or just like force shoehorn itself into like the storyline, but it's just one episode that pretty much got cut off on air that didn't detriment the whole series or franchise as a whole, because Disney has been well known for like canceling a lot of good projects that could work but however had so much potential and without them knowing it though. Regardless, it be from favorite shows that we did love, our favorite media, I did feel like there's certain times in which like the whole company itself plays both sides for that matter of what to be shown for kids, but however, it doesn't really matter for the kids in like a business sense. That they need to start accommodating towards the adults, because we all know the adults are the #1 target audience, be it from any type of generation that's going to recommend other people to like watching a certain media or franchise or a cartoon or something that's pretty much dedicated towards kids without them being notarized or supervised by it. That's something that's going to be goodly influenced towards like the adolescents or younger viewer. And I did feel like with certain media that we watch nowadays, it's not like catered towards that for that matter whatsoever. We don't learn like certain family values like we do in Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. We don't know about proper heritage or culture that we know about Molly McGee, or certain episodes of our PSA conclusions or commercials that we learn from like eating right, or family values, or learning to accept others for who they are, or what's right and wrong within like the PSA commercials that we see from like the 80s and 90s, or don't touch fire advocates, if you know what I'm saying. But I did feel like now that pretty much basically the latest Disney news that I pretty much caught forth of, I'll post it soon enough on the link on description. I did feel like Disney is going back to their ways, and like they finally know that the consequences of like the financial and also movie loss of what they're going through has taken effect towards the Disney name itself, and it was compromised for that matter due to the woke agenda and LGBT content, which shouldn't be shoehorned, but it can be properly written if the right hands take the word for it, if the right hands are put into it, like ingredients towards a chef. You have to have the right ingredients and tools to be able to make a proper meal or a chef. Don't try to force feed or shoehorn certain topics within that, and that's not going to be okay. That's going to be a recipe for disaster. But anyway, I'm going to try to make this short. We could comment down below of what your thoughts are on the topic. But be nice, don't hate, appreciate. Because I'm right now editing all of this right now as we speak. So in my next video, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Till my next video, wherever you are out in the world, have a blessed one. And thank you so much for starring on the Daystar Voyage with your hostess, Kyoko Kane. Signing out. See you next time, Space Cowboys and Cowgirls. Thank you.